All years of the Cherokee XJ are very universally built, as in they're very modular and adaptable vehicles, something we definitely don't see anymore in new cars. By making a one-size-fits-all car, your Cherokee Sports aren't all too different electronically than your Cherokee Limiteds. A lot of people, and I mean a lot, like almost every day, I see a new post of, "Oh no, I found this random connector with nothing plugged in. What does it do? Am I missing something? Is it anything crucial? Am I gonna die?" I'm making this video to calm your nerves. Because let's think about this as realistically as possible, okay? Your Jeep runs and drives. Your Jeep has been running and driving for decades. For decades. This connector has been unplugged that entire time. And your Jeep still runs and drives. So calm down. 99% of the time, if you find just a random connector laying somewhere that has no other end to it, it's just a factory option that your Jeep happens not to have.
It's time for What's That Random Connector with your host, Wayman.
Welcome everyone. I hope you're all alive because in today's show we've definitely got some content you don't want to miss. So here's how the game works. I'm going to show you a picture of a random connector somewhere in this 2001 Jeep Cherokee, and you have 5 seconds to figure out what it goes to, or I'll personally disown you. Each correct answer is 1 point, and whoever has the most points at the end of the show wins. What do you win? Great question. Okay, so this connector is in the engine bay. Are you ready? And go! If you guessed hood light, then you are correct. And the next one, this is somewhere on the front end. If you guessed the overhead console ambient air temperature sensor, then you are correct. Moving on to the next question, this is once again in the engine bay. If you guessed cruise control, you are definitely a subscriber of the channel. Alright, here's another one in the engine bay. Ready? And for the final question, which is worth double points, is somewhere on the interior of the Jeep. Ready? If you guessed Jay's phone charger, you must be fully aware at what an absolute waste of energy it is to be concerned about random connectors laying around. That being said, if you reach 6 points, you've got your XJ random connector trivia down to a T. The hood light, the overhead console air temperature sensor, the cruise control, the electric fan, and Jay's phone charger are all non-standard factory options, and so therefore many XJs don't have them. And now, back to your regularly scheduled recording.
A lot of these things were not standard from the factory. The reason Jeep left all these random connectors laying everywhere is because, well, back then it just made more sense and was more economical to just have one wiring harness for the Cherokee. No big deal if something is missing. That's why we have connectors in the first place, so they can be disconnected. You'll find even more of them outside the engine bay. That one behind the front bumper is what displays the air temperature for your overhead console. Some late 90s models, you'll have this connector in the top center of the glove box. This is for the glove box light, which, on that note, the 2000 plus models actually got rid of that as an option, which is why mine doesn't have said connector here. Kind of weird that a newer model would have less options. Maybe I'll do a how to install glove box light video. So although there are a lot of things that can simply be plugged right in, and not everything is so easy. The fog lights, if your XJ didn't come with fog lights, you're never going to find the connector for them. You do actually need a whole headlight harness that goes across the header panel and plugs into this big old connector right here. But everything else I mentioned, the electric fan, the cruise control, the hood light, this SE model actually didn't have any of those things when I got it. I simply swapped everything right over from another Jeep, and because the Cherokee is so modular, I was able to literally just plug them right in, and they all work as intended. Now the MJ over here is 69 million things unplugged, as it always has, but you're not going to have any issues unless you find something like this unplugged. That's probably going to be causing some problems. What I found interesting was these are all the wires for optional things in the truck, and they're actually labeled fog lamp switch, cargo lamp switch. Those wires line up with these little cutouts on this panel, and you can put switches there. And I thought it was cool how, even though this truck doesn't have those options, the wires are still there. And here, past Weymouth, is a truck that does have those options. So I found the connectors for them in my truck, which does not have fog lights or the bed light, and this one does. So it's literally just a matter of putting the switches in. This connector right here, I actually genuinely have no idea what this is supposed to go to. But watch this. It runs, and it always has run. And I bet it would still drive if it weren't for that broken leaf spring. But I guarantee this connector has absolutely nothing to do with this leaf spring. I guarantee it. Look at this beast still driving around the yard anyway. So the next time you find yourself an unconnected connector somewhere, don't worry, I made this helpful flowchart demonstrating how to proceed. And if you're just curious about one, look for the secret link in the description that can answer all your questions.